Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I request you all to start our meeting with a loud applause so the meeting can be energetic meeting. Thank you. At the starting of the meeting, please switch off your phones or keep them in silent mode. As Toastmasters, we do not discuss about sex, religion, and politics. The mission the mission and the goal of our Toastmasters Club is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in great self-confidence and personal growth. And the Toastmaster of the day is none other than our President, Catherine. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, good evening. Thank you so much, Shukru, for that welcome and opening the room with so much energy. We really appreciate your work as our Sergeant at Arms. Toastmasters and guests, this evening, we are going to be treated to such a special evening of learning and of relationship with one another. I would like to make a few announcements before we get deep into our meeting. And as I do, I'd like to welcome our guests. Please feel welcome. We will be giving you a chance to connect with us. So do not be shy when we ask you to switch on your mic and switch on your camera so that we can connect with you. But for now, I'd like to make just two specific announcements before we begin our meeting. And one of them is this. There has been an award to us as a district and as a club. We are a distinguished club, and we are thankful not just for ourselves, but even for our predecessors for the award of distinguished status. And that gives us an opportunity as members to choose any training of your choice that you'd like to attend. These trainings will be going on from the September 8th to October 22nd. An email should come to your inbox. Please go ahead, fill the form, and attend any of the meetings. This past weekend, I attended one, and it was by Pat Johnson on mentorship. It was insurmountable. It was great text, great knowledge, and I learned a lot. I would like to encourage each one of you to choose at least one of the trainings that you should attend. The second announcement, I will ask Toastmaster Hector, our treasurer, to go ahead and send us an email. It is about membership and how we can take advantage of payments. Extra details will be given in the email, but it's about membership and your payment. So if you haven't thought about paying, or if you are paying your membership the $20 or $10, there is a discount. So please look out. Our treasurer, Hector, has shared in the Toastmasters group. I'm going to ask her to share an email as well. And now I would like to take the role of the Toastmaster of the day. And I just want to encourage us that this meeting is a very, very special meeting. We are preparing for our contest. Our contest will be on the 12th of September. And I'm encouraging each of us, members, to take on roles, but also to be bold and take on the gift and the benefit of being a contestant. It is a very rewarding opportunity. It opens up channels for you. It makes you braver. It makes you, grow into spaces that you have never. I have been a contest, failed before and won before. So I have worn so many hats. I've been a role taker in so many places, and I have grown from this experience. I'm inviting you, a club member, don't feel shy. Take this opportunity, push yourself, and you will see yourself grow to leaps and bounds. And because of this, we are having our contest, and our contest is going to be the Humorous and Table Topics contest. And because of this, today we have the honor and the privilege of having a guest speaker who will take us through tips and tricks of becoming humorous. It has been said it's impossible to move through life too serious. You have to use humor to get through. It is a soft skill that makes our growth better. It makes ways, it opens pathways for us. And so today, we are going to have a special speaker, a special presenter. He is a Toastmaster. He has several accolades to his name. And I do not want to take a moment to introduce him before I introduce our tag team. So our tag team today has two special people. It has our timer, who is also our vice president public relations, William James. And it also has our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster and club co-chair, Susan Solch. And I'm going to ask them to take to the podium and explain how they'll do their role today. Toastmaster James Memo and Toastmaster Susan, please take to the podium.
Good morning and good evening. I am the timer. Timing is an important part of speeches, as a speech that is too long or too short might fail to capture people's attention. During table topics, I will be keeping track of the speaker's time. If you see this green background, then it means that you have finished your required speaking time. If you see this yellow background, it means that your time is about to be over. And if you see this red background, it means that your time is over. You don't have to stop speaking, but start finishing your points and wrapping up. At the end of the meeting, I will let everyone know what their time was. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Willamor. Distinguished Toastmaster Suzanne, our general evaluator, will you kindly just give a very brief snippet of what you will be doing at the end of this meeting?
Thank you, Madam President. I will be paying close attention to all the happenings, the flow of the meeting, the transitions between roles, as well as the evaluators and tag team. And I will give a very brief report back at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Suzanne Schultz. And as your presiding officer, I take this opportunity to introduce three very important people in this meeting. These are our new club members. Our new club members, I would like to ask you to give them a very big welcome. Brunda Shashki Kumar, please give a very big welcome to Brunda. John Katz, I hope I've spelled the name correctly. And Louise Zhu. Please get onto your mics. I need to see you. Where are you? John, Brunda, and Lou, where are you?
Right here.
Can I see you? Oh, great. Great.
Hi.
Thank you. This is your induction ceremony. As a new Toastmaster of the club, it gives me great privilege to induct you. Toastmasters is a club, is an educational program that helps us grow as leaders and as communicators. But the Toastmasters Club you have chosen today is a very special one. This is a club I have belonged to for a short period of time, but it is a club I call home. And what is home? Home is a place you're free to be yourself, but home is a place where you grow. Home is a place where you're pushed to leaps and bounds. And as new Toastmasters, I'm going to ask you the following questions. So please pay attention and will you respond? Do you, new Toastmasters, Brunda, John, and Liu, do you promise to be active members of this club, to attend meetings regularly, and to prepare fully for your duties? Do you?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And now I'm asking you, members of Interpersonal Toastmasters Club, do you promise to support these members, these new members, Brunda, John, and Liu? Do you promise to support them as they work towards the Toastmasters program? Toastmasters members, do you promise?
Yes, I
Yes.
do. Yes.
Yes, we will.
Yes, you
Yes,
do.
we do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure to now declare you and install you as members of the distinguished Interpersonal Toastmasters Club. Welcome to this club. Welcome to this club. Thank you for choosing to join this club. And to you, Toastmaster Brunda Shashikuma, your mentors, I will ask Toastmaster Milind and Toastmaster Suzanne, with a show of hand, do you promise to mentor Brunda, to help her grow in her journey as a Toastmaster in this work? I
Yes,
can
I
hear
will.
you. Yes, you do. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Toastmaster Promoter, are you in the room? You are the mentor for John and you are the mentor for Liu. Do you promise to be a supportive mentor to these members? Do you promise to help them fulfill their roles as members of the club? Toastmaster Promoter, are you there?
Pramod
Yep.
is not in the room.
I don't
Pramod
think
is not in the room
right now.
He's
Yeah,
not.
he has texted. He has texted in WhatsApp that he will
Okay,
support him.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now it gives me great pleasure to invite our guest speaker of the day. I do not have enough words to describe Johan Ooi. Johan Ooi, I have been told you live within my community and I should be looking for you very soon. It is a pleasure to know that you are right here where I live and I'll be finding you soon to see how we can blow up the public speaking opportunities for children in these areas. So you are most welcome to come and take us on tips and tricks of using humor in our speeches. Interpersonal Toastmasters members, will you give a warm home welcome to Toastmaster Johan Ooi? Welcome, Toastmaster Johan.
Thank you so much, Madam President Catherine. Can you all give her a big round of applause? And thank you so much for this invitation. I am truly honored for this invitation. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all the members over here and also the participants. It is a truly honor to be here. Now, my name is Johan. I'll be sharing with you from my humble journey in the Toastmasters for the past 10 years on some humor tips and tricks which you all can use for your upcoming contest or even future contests. All right, so allow me to share my slides with you all. Okay, if you can see my slides, can you all give me a thumbs up just to confirm? All right, if you need to see my face bigger, you put side by side, all right? Okay, thank you. Now, I'm from D Utama Advanced Toastmasters Club. One question to you all, this is a two-way kind of a conversation. Is humorous speech difficult to execute? I want you to type on the chat box and let's see some answers, right? Is it difficult? Difficult, you put D. If it is easy, you just put E. Easy. Easy or difficult? Or Rhonda said difficult. Difficult. Oh, come on. Nobody put E or both. Okay. Everyone's putting difficult. So. John, I like that. So, Madam President, John is going to participate in the humorous speech, right? Because he said so, right? John is upcoming, right, in September. Easy, Club Mentor, easy. Okay. Thanks so much for sharing now. Just to share a quick journey of me in the contest arena, or even as a Toastmasters member, I joined in 2011, the Utama Advanced Toastmasters Club. We only meet once a month, right? A very special club, meet once a month for about 3 hours. Now, for the first half a year, I'm not an active member, all right? All I wanted to do is, okay, I know this is recorded. I joined Toastmasters not to learn public speaking, not to upgrade my leadership skills. All right, a disclaimer. I go there is because there was a girl, all right, who asked me, hey, Johan, would you like to join this club? I said, I'm not interested, but I need someone to send me home. Right? Okay, I will be joining. So I joined the club just to send the girl home, right? After every meeting, because we finish at about 10 p.m. at night. And that time there was no Grab, right? Or Uber in 2011. So for the first half year, I was not an active member. I was just there waiting for the club meeting to be over. Then the year after, my mentor actually signed up me for the contest. Right, so we do not volunteer, no, Catherine, we do not ask, do you want to join? The mentor just put your name in the contest list. All right, now that was for international speech, and I can say I failed miserably. All right, it was very bad, but it was a good experience. Then came the humorous contest. All right, and then again, my mentor signed me up again. And I was saying, hey, why you sign me up for humor contest? Already I fumbled in the international speech, and those speakers are really great. So my mentor mentioned, actually, you see, they are great, but they are not funny. So you have a chance in this humor contest. All right. So I said, then I said, okay, Johan, if you win, you can show the trophy to the girl, correct? But if you lose, you can get sympathy. So either way, you will win. All right. And of course, that journey in humor also I fumbled, right? That was in 2012. And thereafter, I do not dare to join humorous, because whenever we throw a joke and no one is laughing, we were like, oh, where do I put my face? Why nobody is laughing at my joke? Then we forget our lines, you know. And then, of course, 2018, I joined again after a gap of 4 or 5 years. Again, I fumbled. But then I decided, hey, during the lockdown, I joined because we want some humor in life. Everyone was actually in a lockdown. Now, Dr. Mary Thomas actually sent you all 2 videos. I just want to check with you all. Have you all actually watched the 2 YouTube links? If yes, you can type yes. Why? If no, you can type and no. Did you all watch the YouTube videos? Okay, thanks. Because the last count, I actually want to grow my views in YouTube. That's why I sent over the link. So yesterday it was 15, today it was 25. So thanks so much for watching, all right? So I'll be sharing tips which you all can use, which are delivery tips, all right? Delivery, how to deliver your speeches. Now, there are 3 subsets over here, all right? There are 3 subsets over here. If you may want to write this down. The first, I call it the skill set. Okay, the second, I call it the tool set. And of course, the third one is mindset and heart set. All right, if you can find the sweet spot over there, then it is truly amazing. Just want to check, Madam President Catherine, are you having your contest online? Should be online, right?
Yes,
Purely online?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So the tool set comes into play over here, the tool set. All right. Now, if you have the skill set, which is the delivery, the writing, the speech crafting, plus if you have the tool set, the gadgets and all these things, all right, then you have power in your presentation. Now, if you have the tool set and you have the heart set and the mindset, then you have conviction and belief in your presentation. Now, if you have the skill set, the mindset, and the heart set, you are going to be very lively. So you need a combination of these 3 things in your presentation, regardless whether it's a contest or not, right? Now, please rank yourself. Let's play this for a while. Okay, why I ask you to rank yourself? Hopefully, at the end of these 20 minutes, I can actually move the needle a bit for you all. Now, from 0 to 10, please don't put 0. I shouldn't put a number there. 0 should be at least 1. All right. S is for skill set. T is for tool set. HM is for heart set and mindset. Now, let's go for skill set first. All right. Your skill set. So type in the chat box, where do you think you are in terms of your skill set? That means your delivery and also your speech crafting. Is it number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 8? Too humble, Guillermo. You're putting 3, 7, right? Okay, I like the numbers. Okay. Now, what about tool set? Tool set means your gadget, like your webcam, your lighting, your laptop, your audio. What about that? Okay, 3, 2, 5, 7. Hara, right? Good. Okay, and last one, which is your mindset and your heart set. Okay, how ready are you? 8, Mohan, good. Catherine, you can actually record this. So those who put the high numbers, they already automatically are the contestants. All right, thanks so much. I will share with you all on the skill set part. All right. And one more last tip is on the tool set and the heart set and the mindset. And I will just show you some tools that I use for my presentation. All right. So the 5 tips, my dear friends, from my humble experience, this is for online contests, right? For online contests. Tip number 1, you may want to write down, is called the speaking zone. Okay. The speaking zone, one thing you need is a wide angle webcam, right? You can write this down as a tool first, webcam, before I show you how I utilize the whole speaking zone during my 2020 winning speech. So if you can see, I'm standing now. Of course, this is the actual place where I actually did my contest. There's a gap a bit, and of course on the left and right, and I can actually stretch my hand to the maximum. All right. Of course, here now you can see because I'm sitting down. If I'm just standing, I can stretch my hand to the maximum. You can see. So I have ample room to do my hands movement. Okay. So this is one over here. I use the space in the middle. And then when I want to emphasize a point, I actually move a bit forward. Now, sometimes you too much, it will be very scary, but just enough to actually emphasize a point. So you don't need to have a inflection on the vocal, but you just move forward, you lean forward. When you lean forward, participants will actually listen to you. You pull in the attention, right? So you can also lean forward. Next, I actually went down and then I came up. So if you watched the video earlier, this was my lessons with kids. So I'm actually looking for Damien. I would say, Damien, where are you? And Damien just said, you cannot see me. You cannot find me. So he actually did this in the actual Zoom, right? During the classes. So I used the space, which is actually what he did. It's a real thing. And when I use the space, it shows creativity. Now, these are some tips. Doesn't mean you have to take everything and use it. I'm just playing with the speaking zone because we can't move much compared to a physical stage at a conference, right? Which you can move left and right and engage the audience. So I use the up down. And also I move to one side over here to show a bigger angle. If I'm going too fast, you all let me know. I'm not too sure whether, right? Okay, you just can feel free to stop me, and you can ask questions in the chat box. I hope Mohan maybe or someone, the SAA, can actually take down some questions also can, all right? And this is one thing which you can also see my whole body. I actually execute this only on that day itself. I'm sharing this is actually, Toastmasters, we are professionals. We wear a coat, all right? We wear a tie during our final contest. And 1 hour before the contest, 2 hours before the contest, I actually, from my house, I brought short pants and I was still thinking whether or not should I do this. In my division contest, I did not do this, all right? I was talking about a coach who was doing a gym kind of thing. And I said, if I wear the shorts and I show my shorts, I don't think the judge will actually mark me up, will actually mark me down. So I was thinking whether or not I should wear my shorts and show how actually the coach was. And then after thinking for some time, I say, if I can't laugh at myself, nobody will actually laugh because that was during the lockdown. And when I present on Zoom, all the cameras are actually off. I don't even know the reaction. So I say, if I can't laugh at myself, then there's no point doing a humorous contest. So I went ahead and I wore the shorts and I do a dance move of a coach actually teaching me, a personal trainer who is doing the gym. All right. So, and I play with the height because behind over here, there's a small mini stage which I can actually stand. So I move higher. which is not easy to do, but you see over here, I move on the stage, you can see my pants over here, the same pants. All right, so I can actually even move until here. So I played a lot with the speaking zone. Now back to you. I've been talking for the past 5 minutes. How can you, all right, or you can think, how can I use the whole virtual stage? This is a question to you. Second, facial expression. Now, this may be very basic, Johan. I know facial expression, but just to let you all know, facial expression is just like an enhancement. Okay, what do I mean by that? If I just do a funny face, you won't actually get laughter. I repeat, a facial expression doesn't actually give or doesn't actually really pull in the laughter, maybe some giggles, but the key word is the reaction, which is the one that can actually pull in the laughter. I repeat, not facial expression, yes, but reaction is more powerful. Okay, what do I mean by that? Let's go through some points over here first. Facial expression. Now we can see over here, you can Google this. The main 6 human facial expression: excited, tender, scared, angry, sad, and happy. Now, in terms of technicality, I want the judges to mark these boxes when I do my presentation. This is in terms of technicality, all right? But of course, I want to enjoy the stage. So I almost did all over here. Me. I do like this expression over here. And I was like, oh, I'm almost fainting. Then I do that kind of reaction. Okay. Oh, because the boy played me out, the Damien. So these are all the reactions and funny. You cannot see me. So I act as a kid. That is also a facial expression. So the judges have no choice but to check the checkbox. Okay. So did I do all the facial expression? Almost. Okay. And also shock and surprise. But my dear friends over here, I mentioned is actually the reaction facial expression that gives or pull in the laughter, the reaction. Okay, so far. That means maybe I did not explain deeper. Is the reaction after a sentence? The reaction after a sentence. Just a quick one. Let's say a guy. All right. I just impromptu a story. A guy wants to give the girlfriend a surprise. So he went to the shopping mall. He asked the girlfriend to wait for him. One of his hand is holding a rose. One of the hand is holding a diamond ring. So as he walked towards the girl, wanting to do the propose, suddenly he slipped and he did a split, just like a gymnast champion. Then the reaction came up. Right? And the guy was in pain. But the girlfriend would say, oh, thank you so much. All I've ever seen was a guy only on his knees, but you actually did the split. So I say, yes, I do. Then the reaction. The reaction will be the one that make people laugh. Okay, I hope you get it. This is just a quick example. So why is facial expression so important online? Maybe I ask Mohan, why do you think facial expression is so important online?
Yeah, I mean, the hand gestures or the full body is not visible. I think that is the only one thing where we can really convey through body language.
Correct. Thank you so much, Mohan. Can we give him a big clap, right? Because in online, we only see from here up. So the facial expression is actually very, very, very important. So that is why you have to execute this, especially for online contests. Next one, usage of props. When you are doing online contests, my dear friends, props are your best friends in a way. But of course, the props have to be purposeful. let's say, for example, in a physical contest, if I want to bring a prop, let's say, okay, over here, a calculator or a spectacle, or let's say a pen, I got nowhere to keep if it's a physical at a convention. You need to put a table or a chair and put your props. But for online, your props can be anywhere. You see, I got a table over here. I can just say, oh, this is then I can just throw one side, I can have so many props during a online presentation. So make props your very good friend. All right. And props is powerful is because props pull in the attention. When you show something, people say, oh, something new on the screen. So you use props to your advantage. So I use a credit card. Oops, sorry, my screen is. So I use a credit card as a prop. I use a headband to show the coach, the celebrity fitness coach. I use a headband. So when I don't want it, I just take out and I just throw on the floor. I don't need to, if it's a physical convention, I don't know where to keep my headband. I cannot even wear my shorts. So if I were to do this speech at a physical convention, I cannot wear that shorts. So headband and also the army shorts. Okay. So think where you can actually use props to enhance your presentation. Next one is the term show me, don't tell me. Again, I repeat, this is a term which I always use, show me, don't tell me. Bring your characters in your presentation to life. Put a description, height, hair, character, their voices if you can change. Show me, don't tell me. This is a term. So for example, I showed Damien. Instead of say Damien is a naughty boy, he is very cheeky, he always plays his teacher out, Johan. So instead of that, I explain, I will just say, you cannot see me, you cannot find me. So I do his action and the sound, so it becomes Damien. Next, also, I showed my mom. I said 5 feet 2 inches tall, and then with curly hair, and she was holding the pillow so tightly when she watched the movie. Right, so I actually described my mom. That buy, asked me to buy the things at the TV shopping. So show me, don't tell me. The salesman who wants to sell things. Oh, hello, pretty housewives. Today you're going to buy some stuff. So I actually showed up. So show me, don't tell me. Don't overact it, make it short dialogues will do. If you overact it, then it becomes too much. And of course, Coach Raman was the main character in my presentation, with the headband and the army shorts, and of course, myself. So always remember the term show me, don't tell me. You can use voice to mimic the character like Damien, all right? Or you can describe 5 feet 2 inches tall, how the feature. So you ask the crowd or the audience to imagine that person. That is very powerful. So you play with the mind. And of course, vocal variety. Now, in an online contest, vocal is very important. Right now, I'm not using any tools to support my vocal. I'm just speaking to the laptop. But at the actual presentation, I actually use this. Is a more advanced microphone. You don't need to have to get this. But the past world champion Verity, she also used the exact microphone. This is the Rode Wireless Go. Okay. So when I wear this, if I were to stand behind over here, it's actually very, very clear, the voice. It's a very medium up range kind of a microphone. You don't need to get this, but this is what I use. So vocal variety, I played with some sound. I said the salesman was using the knife to cut the salmon, shing, 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 and using the knife to cut the chicken meat, shung, 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 and using the knife to cut the bone, chum. Right. So the voice was very powerful because I want to utilize the tool set which I actually bought for quite high price. So I use this vocal variety to attract the crowd. Again, this is just one option. You don't need to have. Now there's a lot of entry-level microphone which are really, really good because of TikTok. That's why there's a lot of entry-level microphone. So what are the 5 tips that I just shared? These are for delivery. I will share one more last one for speech crafting. Okay, Kanika, can I have one tip from you? Just now I shared 5. Yeah.
Can you repeat your question?
What are the 5 tips I shared? Maybe you can just share one. Just now I shared 5
Yeah.
tips.
Show me, don't tell me.
Oh, you like them. Okay, thank you. What about Runda? What is another tip?
Sorry, facial expressions.
Thank you. I only call those who on the video, or maybe I should call those who don't on the video, right, Mohan? Huh? I should call those who don't on the video. What about Madam President Catherine? Another one more tip.
Props, using props. Using
Yes,
props.
thank you so much. What about Area Director Rhonda?
Speaking zone.
Speaking zone. Thanks so much. And one more last one, Mohan. Over to you. One more last. Vocal, right?
Speaking zone.
Okay, thanks, and also
Yeah,
vocal.
one thing I liked is that acting, right? Act, but don't overact.
Don't overdo it. Don't
Yeah,
overdo it. Short sentence dialogues will do.
It's a very profound tip. Many times we try
Correct.
to mimic somebody, but we do some overaction and then try to insert very big dialogues. So it's a very good
If
one.
you do too much, people will cringe. Then people will think, so not too much, right?
Yeah.
And these are the 5 tips for delivery. One more tip I want to share, which whenever I craft my speech, I always think this thing. Always, all right? Which is for speech crafting, the key point I feel is one of the most important for me is to think opposite. Think opposite. Okay, what does it mean? For example, if you watch my earlier, the physical contest, I said, are your goals important? Okay, for example, are your goals important? People say, yes. Then I say, no. Huh? They are very, very, very important. So people laugh actually, right? I said, no. So people say, yes. I said, no. They are actually very, very, very important. Not only important. So that is opposite. Then I said, in secondary school, in high school, I grew taller a bit. Opposite, go taller a bit, then people laugh. Because I grew taller, but actually not so tall, no? So I say taller, I show the hand a bit. So I switch the direction opposite. So that actually, and I can tell you, actually, humorous speech throughout the years, I thought facial expression and the hands movement are the one that make people laugh are actually wordplay. So you really need to keep thinking opposite. All right. So example, like just now I give the example, the guy did a split. So the girl said, normally guys will only go down on the knees, but actually you actually did a split. So it's like opposite thing. And there's also once at the physical contest, if you watch the earlier video. So the girl wants to get me, but I wants to play hard to get. Opposite. She wants to get me to be the boyfriend, but I want to play hard to get. So opposite. So when you are doing speech crafting, you always just think opposite. How can I just reverse this, reverse this? The reverse will make people laugh. As we are in a danger zone, right? The train can't find its brakes. Everyone was screaming, but I was laughing. Example is like that, right? So everybody wants to go forward to the vacation. I just want to do my meditation. So opposite. So this is a very, whenever you craft the speech, you just think how to go opposite, how to go opposite, how to go opposite. Once you switch people's mind, then people will actually laugh. They thought you're going here, you bring them there. That is the key point. Okay, so now the next question, I will help Madam President Catherine to get some participants for the humor contest. Are you willing to take part and can you laugh at yourself? Now, I can tell you, my dear friends, during a online contest, it's going to be very lonely. Everyone will off the screen. You will just be laughing at yourself. You don't know whether to pause. Is there someone laughing? You won't know. So you have to laugh at yourself. You have to enjoy your speech. When you enjoy your speech, when you can laugh at yourself, then I think that's a winner already, because we try to break through and the benchmark is actually ourselves. Why I actually took the action on wearing that shorts, because I remember in 2020 during the lockdown, our division contest is in November, but our district contest is in 2021 May. So there was a 5 to 6 months gap. Then during that 3-4 months, I did not practice. When almost towards the district contest, when I practice, I don't really enjoy my speech. I was thinking, I'm also not laughing at myself. I don't even know people are laughing. I don't even know. So I say, might as well just have fun, wear the headband, wear the shorts, and just go for it. Because physical contest is different. You can throw the energy among the participants, but online, everyone have to off the screen. You only can see yourself. Okay, so please take part. All right, your contest is in September. All right, your contest is in September. And I hope with these few tips, it may look very fundamentals, but if you really sit down and just use one, the thing opposite, right? How to actually enhance your tool set. Maybe you need to go and survey a mic from the whole club over here, among yourself. You can research, and the skill set, show me, don't tell me, or actually like you can use the speaking zone. Use this, not one shot everything, improve steps by steps. And I really wish you all the best. I hope I've shared some tips for you which you all can use instantly. All right, I'm open the floor for any question. Questions, I'll stop sharing over here. Who will facilitate the Q&A, or someone can get from me the Q&A, because I cannot scroll through some of the chat.
Toastmaster Hoy, Johan, Toastmaster
yes.
Johan. There's Toastmaster Mohan and Kanika Gupta. You can take those two. Mohan and Kanika Gupta. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
Mohan,
so
Mohan, yes.
I have participated in a humorous speech contest in the past. I have a couple of points there. First one is I have scripted my speech with, it's a good speech with 3 jokes in between. So the point is, when I thought everybody would laugh, certainly will laugh at the joke, nobody laughed at it. How to really manage my mind at that point of time? I was just looking into the audience and nobody was laughing. I just gave a positive, but nobody laughed. Then I just continued. While I was giving some expressions, people were laughing. I was not expecting, and then people were laughing. I don't know what made them laugh. So I did not practice the speech in front of multiple audience. That was directly in the competition I tried. So how to make up our mind in both the cases, when people don't laugh when you expect, and when people laugh when you don't expect.
Okay, thanks Mohan for that question. Now, for first question, what happens if you actually put up a line of humor and you want to actually get a laugh? You think, I'm very confident people will laugh, and then they don't laugh. Now, this is very, very, very normal, right? I say very, very, very normal, right? So we have to change your mindset, because, okay, I'm not saying all judges, a disclaimer over here, all right? For GE, Susan, right? You are experienced Toastmasters. So some judges, when they come in, they like putting the score sheet, we know who are the judges. Okay, you have to make me laugh. Oh, it's very tough, when you have 5 judges over there. So if people don't laugh, it's very normal, Mohan. We just move on with our lines. Now, for those lines that didn't laugh, why people actually laugh? So that is where physical contest has an advantage. You can actually, if you go to the next round, you can actually know which one to cut off, which one to maintain. That is the advantage of a physical contest. Whereas the online, you may ask your friend to evaluate or two-person, but there's only two-person who are evaluate, and when they're evaluating, maybe they don't even laugh. So very hard to gauge for online, but physical, that's the response. So doesn't matter if people don't laugh, just move on, just move on, just move on. Yeah, and those who are laughing, you just pause another 1-2 seconds. So I hope that answers your question. It's actually very normal. My presentation, not every line or 2 lines people laugh too. So some I'll just move on or I delete it.
No. I have one more, but let Kanika, I will give
okay.
opportunity for Kanika, then I will ask one question. Kanika, please go ahead.
Thanks, Mohan. Hello, Johan. My
Hello.
question. Yeah, I didn't understand that point that you just said that think opposite during the speech if you want to cut that point. And being honest, I haven't attended any humorous speech. So, yeah, I actually don't understand this point. That how to think opposite and what were you trying to convey to us?
Okay, so think opposite means you bring your audience towards this direction. They thought they are moving to this direction. Then you just switch the direction. Okay, you switch the direction. Let's say in my presentation, I said from primary school or junior school, I go to high school. So I say I grew taller. So people think I actually grew very tall, right? I grew taller a bit. Then I bring them down. So they will laugh. They thought Johan went to 5 feet 8 and 8. Suddenly you are just 5 feet 5. So I actually bring them to another different direction. So whenever you craft your speech, you don't say, oh, at secondary school, I became taller or I went taller. Then you add one more, but just a bit. That is the one that think opposite. So you bring them to this direction and then you pull them to this direction. I hope I answer your questions. Means this one is not during the presentation, it's actually before the presentation when you are writing your speech. I always put this in mind. So how to bring the audience to another direction, then bring another direction. Yeah. They thought I'm going to bring them there, but then I pull them over here.
Will that actually work to centralize their attraction in our speech? That
I'm sorry.
drawing, will that actually work in order to draw their attention back to us?
Yeah, that is actually to draw a laughter. The opposite direction is to draw a laughter. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot, Johan. Back to you, Mohan.
Thank you.
Yeah, the other one, Johan, is also in the speech, right? The storyline I have taken is that I had a friend during my college days. So that guy he was never serious at his education or learning things. He was just a fun-do guy. And then a lot of other bunch of people were really smart. We were focusing on our education. 20 years down the line, we all met in a hotel. And then we said, like, we want to drop that guy at home. And he said that is his own hotel. So there was a punchline, some jokes, and this is the storyline I took. And my friend, his storyline, like the other guy who is actually my friend, he won the contest. So in fact, I told a reality, but I don't know, the judges, maybe they felt that that owner can have, Mohan cannot have friends like hotel owners. Maybe they found that is unrealistic. But that, but the other guy, he started his speech like, I have a dream, and in that told I have a dream, and he was telling like Ambani, I mean, like one of the richest guys. He was working in my hotel or something. He was my employee. So he told all imaginary things, but he started as if it is, it is in his dream. So I mean, the judges did not give me the feedback, but the guy who won the contest, right? That guy is my friend. He gave me the feedback after he won the contest. He told me all those things. So judges also evaluate whether the storyline you are telling sounds credible or not. I never thought that is something they will check. I mean, humorous speech. Do we really need to take care of that, or I mean, even though it is reality, the judges may not think it is something I'm just cooking up.
Okay, thanks, Mohan, for the question. So his question was for participants or for those who are in the contest arena or not. This question was, is the story believable or not important?
Yes. In humorous speech. Yeah.
Okay. Now, for international speech contest, for guests over here who are not Toastmasters members, I think some of my friends are not Toastmasters members over here. Now, if an international speech, your speech have to be believable. All right, you cannot say like a guy fall from third floor, pop, and then he survived. Yeah, maybe he can survive, but at least you must say he broke his 2 legs or something like that. So, but whether is it really there's a guy who fall from the third floor that you saw? Okay, so it has to be believable in the international speech. Now, humorous, a gray area, Mohan, I cannot say for, I have been a judge before, right, myself. Now, it actually truly depends on the judge. Humor is actually more on a light-hearted. Now, you can sway the audience to not so believable, but don't go overboard. Now, I feel that your friend owning a hotel, all right, is possible. It is maybe even a real story, like you say. But now I say maybe even a real story. But you can say, oh, he just owned a hotel. It's just a 2-story building with five rooms. He just partitioned it to be a mini budget hotel. Then, okay, I believe. But because you say hotel, maybe people put into mind now I'm at a convention, the hotel should be 25 stories with a 5-star swimming pool. Maybe you did not define the hotel. So you say, hey, my friend actually own a hotel, it's just a 2-story shop lot, which he partitioned into 5 rooms. Then okay, then you are on the safe side.
No,
So,
yeah, so
Mohan, I don't have a direct answer to you. Again, depend on judges, but you don't want to put the responsibility on the judges. You just define the hotel that he has. So a quick one, a 2-story shop lot with 5 partition rooms. Wow, that's amazing. So,
yeah,
okay, thanks. Thanks,
you.
Mohan.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I have a
I see
question,
your hands up.
Johan.
Hi, Mary Thomas. Hello.
Hi. Hi, good to see you. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask, my brothers are stand-up comedians, and they always say that when you make a joke, you should keep a stoic face and the audience should be laughing. And we shouldn't be laughing. We should keep a serious face. Is that true?
Yes.
Or maybe it's
yes.
only for stand-up comedians. Yeah.
Yes, it's actually very true because if you see Mr. Bean, all right, he just then you laugh. So they actually force the laughter, So not everyone can do that. I cannot just like keep a straight face. I have to do a simple reaction to pull in the laughter. That's for me. But yes, stand-up comedian always pause and put the more straight face you have, the more you are like a stand-up comedian. Yes, it's very true. And of course, the audience is different. Mary Thomas, the audience is different in a Toastmaster setting and a stand-up comedian. Okay, I live in Taman Tun. Madam President Catherine, there's a Cat House Comedy Club behind here. Ken TTDI, there's a big comedy club over here. People go to comedy club wanting to laugh already. Whatever 2-liners, 3-liners. I mean, I give great acknowledgement to stand-up comedians to do this. People really wants to laugh. Now, going to a Toastmasters contest, sometimes your friends want to clap for you. So they say, hey, why nobody clap? Yeah, maybe I don't clap. So if your audience, you just clap for me, all right? Okay, so you want to change the mindset, make it more easy for your... I've seen before, I want to laugh. There's nobody laughing, I also don't dare to laugh. So the audience might be like that, all right? Very polite. So you just clap for your friends. Yes, back to your question, I put a big round. Yeah, the more straight face you have, but that's very professional. They can actually wait for the laughter. But like for myself, or even like Mohan, oh, why nobody laugh at me? I cannot put a straight face. I have to go ahead next line. When nobody laugh, you just move on to the next. Okay, thanks, Mary Thomas. Yes, the more straight face you have, even better.
Toastmaster Johan, there's a question from Tanisha Rada. Give some points to separate a humorous speech from a comedian's script. Humorous speech from a comedian's script.
Thanks so much for that question. Now we have to be very careful on how we craft a humorous speech. This is a Toastmasters setting. Now, stand-up comedian, they can do one-liner, 2-liners, no problem. Every one-liner, they can make people laugh. But our humorous speech in Toastmasters, we need to have an opening, we need to have a body, and we need to have a closing. We cannot only just punch in one-liner, 2-liners, one-liner. If they don't have the format, I have seen before contests where people just pick up from the internet and just make people laugh, 1-liner, 2-liners. Although they get a lot of laughter, they cannot win. It's because the story doesn't have a Toastmasters structure. We still have to follow that with a key message at the end. So I hope I answer that questions. So we cannot like just put one-liner, 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 one-liner to make people laugh. We just have to have, we have to have the opening, body, and closing. We still need to follow this format. Yeah. I hope I answered that question. So humorous speech, you need to sit down and actually think and not just pluck from the internet, every two-liners and make people laugh. You need to have the content there. Okay, any more questions? If don't have, no problem. You can still reach out to me on LinkedIn, right? I'm on LinkedIn or even on Facebook. TikTok, not yet. I have to learn to play TikTok. It still takes me a tough time to actually maneuver the TikTok, but please add each other on LinkedIn and can actually buzz me any questions from there onwards too. Yeah. LinkedIn profile is just Johan Ooi. I don't have the link here. Later I go and copy the link and I put on the chat box. And just give me another few minutes.
Do you use your full names on LinkedIn?
I just Johan Ooi. Yeah, this yeah.
Yeah, then they can find you. If you're on LinkedIn, you can look for somebody and connect with them. Johan, I just have one more question for you.
Sure.
I presented a speech. It was the International Speech Contest.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out that it caused so many people to laugh. I probably could have been disqualified for the international speech category, but I was given third place. Is it possible that my content was bending towards humorous because of the reaction of the laughter? Those are the questions I have. How do I ensure that my speech, even when funny, remains the feature of an international speech, and I distinguish it from the humorous speech? That's my experience, personal experience.
Okay, thanks, Catherine, for that question. I have two questions back to you. This contest was at the district finals or what? Which level was it?
Regional. It was the
regional.
Region. Yes.
Interesting. Now, please watch, if you can, the semi-finals of Muhammad Katani's speech, 2015. Semi-finals, not the finals. All right, finals was the one that he brought up his cigarette. Okay, for those who are in Toastmasters, you will know. The semi-finals is the one where he won the humor contest in his country. He used that humor winning speech in his country, and he did in the semi-finals at Las Vegas. I was there in 2015. I did not watch the semi-finals because I was in a different room. And it's exactly the same humor speech that he won, but he deep dive, he tweaked the message. The message went deeper, but the humor was the same. I repeat again, the message went deeper. So if you watch that speech in semifinals, you should be able to find, but I'm not sure whether you can find his one in his country. So you see that both speech is a humor winning speech that he used in his country. He used back the same in his semifinal, which he won, and he went to the finals and won the world championship. You see the difference was in the message.
So is that the one which you talked about where he had words have power? Is that the one?
Words have power was the final. I want you to watch the semi-finals. Semi-finals very hard. I'm not too sure whether is it on YouTube. It may be on the Toastmasters on demand. The semi-finals where he actually sat down and sleep in an airplane, but the children in front of him keep disturbing him. Okay. Another one you can watch is Manoj. He won the third place in Las Vegas, a humorous speech. He tweaked it and he changed the arrow to a deeper meaning in his champion winning speech 2 years later or the year later. I can't remember. So it's actually about the messaging. It can be humor. You need the humor. People will connect you easier, but they tweak the message to go deeper rather than a more generic kind of message. I hope these two examples will help you, but yeah, they both are using humorous speech, but when they go to international, they tweak the message. So for yourself, don't unhumorize your speech. I think you should punch the message deeper. hope I answer your question and give you better tips and
Absolutely.
wish you all
Yes,
the
you did.
best. Yeah, into the regionals until the semi-finals and to the finals. Yeah. Or the name
Thank
of
you
the
so
speakers.
much. Yeah.
Rhonda,
Thank
write
you
down
so
the name of the speakers. Yeah.
Rhonda's gonna
Muhammad
help us with-
Katani 2015. If you can find semi-finals. And wait. And Manoj Vasudevan. Finals 2015 versus I think 2017. Thanks so much once again for the invitation, Dr. Mary Thomas, and great for having me here, Madam President Catherine, and all the team over here. I'm truly, truly honored. I will still stay back for the meeting, so I hand over the control back to Madam President. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Johan Ooi. May I invite Dr. Mary Thomas to give a vote of thanks in a special way? May I invite Dr. Mary Thomas to give a vote of thanks in a special way on behalf of the club?
Thank you, President Catherine. It was indeed our pleasure, and I speak on behalf of the club that we had this fortunate opportunity of having Toastmaster Johan with us. I know Toastmaster Johan for quite a while, ever since I watched him, and he's been on my mind, and I've always wondered, wow, we should get him for our club. And I had the opportunity to do that, and so graciously he acknowledged, or rather he agreed to come, in such a short span of time. I gave him only a few days notice to come for this. I'm so thankful to you, Johan. I hope that you will be here with us in other clubs or even in our district. I would like to invite you because humor speeches are really tough. I mean, we all acknowledge that, and engaging humor pathway is also very tough. And tips and tricks that you have shared with us, certainly we can use it. I mean, I'm not a funny person, but I try to be funny, and yet, coming to a speech it is difficult. Thank you once again, Johan, for being with us at a short notice. We really needed this, and you came forward to be with us. And I'm also going to tell the club that Johan has also said, even if it's one-on-one, he would come and speak. And I see that as a true Toastmasters spirit. Johan, thank you so much. Thank you to your wife as well.
Thank you.
Thank you to
so
your
much.
wife,
Thank you.
because if not for her, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah. That lady that I went after in the end, now is my ex-girlfriend, which is my wife. Yeah, the club member which I sent her home. Yeah, she's my wife now. Yeah.
Yes, right. You see? So thanks to her as well. All right, back to you.
Thank you.
I'll come and
Thank
see
you
you.
so much.
I'll come and see you in KL when I'm there.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Back to you,
Thank
President.
you so much, Dr. Mary Thomas. Thank you so much. And now, Toastmasters and guests, I would like to thank you so much for taking a moment to engage with Toastmaster Johan Ooi. Thank you so much for being present in this meeting. I believe we all now have the bravery of signing up as contestants. Take this plunge and practice what we have learned today. Without further ado, I would like to invite our table topics master of the day, D. Marie Shai King, who is a recipient of the Domestic Violence Award in Nashville, Tennessee this week. Our area director, D3, Dr. Mary Thomas, Dr. D. Marie Shai King, please take to the podium and introduce the table topics.
So hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am delighted to give table topics that have to do with tips and tricks of humor. I have a thrill in place for you tonight. So I need a volunteer first, or I will volunteer. Okay, so we have no volunteers. Veranda? So
That's the way to greet new members.
uh-huh. and got the pronunciation correct, I hope.
Yeah, are you sure you called Rhonda or was it Rhonda?
No, you
No, I
only. She
called
called you.
Rhonda. Okay.
You can't escape.
So the first question, let me first of all preface this by saying that the title of the table topics for tonight is The Emoji Within Me. Each person will be given an emoji, and I want you to tell us how that emoji relates to you or how you would see yourself as that emoji. And the first one that I have, Rhonda, is on the Clubhouse emoji scale, there is a skeleton head. It is a gray skeleton head. What does that say to you for tips and tricks of humor? The floor is yours in 1 to 2 minutes.
Where do I see the emoji?
There is a gray skeleton head that is an emoji on the Clubhouse emoji scale. What does that say to you?
Okay. So I'm going to take advantage of, not knowing anything about this emoji and imagine that it's a gray skeleton that I'm seeing, and I'm going to just talk about it. So imagine a person who is overweight, who is short, and who is fat. I'm not talking about me, but just imagine. So if it is that person and you put them as a skeleton, it is a compliment. It is not a skeleton for them. And if somebody calls me, I look like a skeleton, I will take it wholeheartedly as a compliment. And so for me, if somebody has to compare me to a skeleton, that's a compliment. And let it be gray. It's okay. I would have liked a blonde or a brown or a dark haired skeleton. If it is gray, it's fine. I will take up. The age is okay, but the size does matter to me. So a skeleton is great for me. So I think that's my take on the skeleton. And back to you, DeMarie. Thank you.
That is awesome. Nobody would ever think that a skeleton came from a fat person, okay? That was great. Absolutely great. So the second emoji is this yellow face that has one huge tear falling out of the right eye. What is going on with that? A volunteer? I'd like to volunteer John. You have this yellow emoji with a big tear on the right side of their face. What does that mean to you? And the emoji is in the chat. Thank you.
Very, very helpful. Thank you, Madam Topic Master. To me, the emoji seems to be unhappy and on the verge of crying. However, I think you could also see that as somebody who's in disbelief. I personally like the thumbs up emoji. I think it applies to a lot of things. And I try not to whine if I'm going to send an emoji. Usually my emojis are more positive, smiles, not skulls or skeletons. But I do see a wide array of emojis. And if I was going to use one to show distress, I'd probably use the emoji with the head blowing up. I was hoping you'd ask me something about that one. I like it when your brain blows up because you just can't handle anymore and things are just out of control. So that's a type of emoji. If I was going to use something about distress, it would be full up explosion. The whiny, teary emoji, I think that's maybe for somebody who's a little heartbroken or sad, but I would keep that to myself. I prefer to use emojis when I've got some more strong emotions to express, or the simple thumbs up. Everything's cool. Thank you for the question, Madam Topics Master. Back to you.
That was a tremendous answer, John. That was really great. And he took that and went in the direction that he wanted to go. So whenever you answer the table topics question, you are the one to decide what kind of response you get. You don't have to, you can say, I don't like what you asked, or I'm not sure, and then you take it. And he went in the direction that he wanted to go. The next emoji there are two big black eyes and no face. They're just staring out into space. What would that say? And Mary Thomas, Dr. Mary Thomas has her hand up. Thank you.
Okay, table topic master. That's my favorite emoji when I want to indicate that there is like someone watching over you. You know, it's like the eyes are moving from left to right kind of thing. I usually use that to engage the person who's reading my speech in like a bewildered way. Yeah, that's the one. You know, it really gives an idea of being bewildered or someone's watching. Here we are, someone's watching over you. And it does elicit some kind of a humorous response usually. When I put that, the response that I get from the recipient is funny, a laughing emoji comes back, or someone says that, are they watching us? Really? Are you sure about this? Kind of thing. So I find this emoji quite hilarious actually sometimes. And yeah, I remember using them in that manner. Hilarious. Back to you.
Absolutely amazing. I give her her favorite emoji. No, she had to be able to answer that, okay? So the next emoji is a red chili pepper. Just a red chili pepper. Do I have a volunteer? So I'm going to volunteer Mohan.
Red chili pepper. Red chili pepper, a red chili pepper can be as sweet as me, or a red chili pepper can be as spicy as that of my wife. It can be either thing. It totally depends upon what kind of red chili pepper you are using. When I see the red chili pepper in my food, I always find, my mouth getting watered. I want to eat something spicy with that. But at the same time, I don't want to become a red chili pepper for doing some unnecessary things. Sometimes I don't keep my house tidy. Especially I just after getting, once I get go for my bath, I just keep my clothes here and there. Sometimes I forget things. I forget my lunchbox. I forget my umbrella. Then I realize that I am becoming a red chili for somebody else at my home. And the reaction when somebody treats me as the act of a red chili, the reaction is much more vibrant than when you actually consume that red chili. You can now imagine who treats you, who considers me as red chili when I just litter the things around at my home, when I forget my umbrella, when I don't bring my lunchbox back, when I don't do all the things that I'm expected to do. So if I'm a red chili, I want to be a red chili. Sometimes unknowingly I become a red chili. So the only thing is the reaction is much more vibrant and resounding. Thank you, and over to you.
So he took us on a chili pepper journey, okay? Thank you so much for that, Mohan. And the next emoji, how much time do I have? Am I okay? I think I have time for one more question.
Yes,
The
we
next,
still have time.
I'm sorry.
We still have time.
Okay. The next emoji is the yellow face, but both eyes are looking up toward the sky. What do you see? Ashvan, what are you looking at?
I'm not looking at anything. My eyes are rolling back in the back of my head because you told me that story over and over again. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Come on. No. Now, they're not in the back of my head because I'm still giving you a chance, right? So it's one of those things where, my wife says, do the dishes. Okay, honey. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to always do it, right? Yes. And then, there's always like, well, I might have a condition. So, and you're making fun of me because my eyes are in the back, but let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's go somewhere else that's even humorous. So, that's what I would picture with those eyes rolling back. Or it could be a joke that you told me, and that is so humorous. I'm like, oh my God, it's just so funny. It's like, and my eyes are rolling back. So there's many interpretations on that. I would take the humorous side because in life, everything is humor. Thank you very much. And I made it in time. Woo! Thank you, Deemer.
Thank you for that resounding answer, Ashman. You started off shocking all of us, okay? And I can assure you that if I had told the joke, your eyes would not be rolling in your head with laughter. Honestly, that is not, I'm not comical.
No,
but thank
I'll
you
be
for
on the
that.
floor.
Right, okay. And our last emoji is the red heart. The red heart. Susan, what does that say about you?
Madam Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, it happens to be the emoji I used most often. I'm sorry, I'm dating myself, but I do that on every Facebook post. It's not a like, it's a love. And you just want to have the outpouring of love in everything you do or say. If you say something that you really want to have someone impress, let everybody share the love. Wouldn't this world be happy if we started every sentence with a red heart and ended a sentence with a red heart? I know that I'd feel better because I'm feeling the love. Don't you want to feel the love everywhere you go? Whether you start off saying a sentence or a phrase, or I try to be funny, doesn't work out. Thanks for the heart up there, Ashvin. We always love that when people do it because it gives us validation. It's a way of reaching out in virtual hug. We can't do that unless we're in person. So when you send that little red heart on the screen or in a letter or after Facebook, you're telling somebody, hug, hug, I love you, I care for you. Please, everybody, it's all about love. All the world needs love.
So you know what? I don't know how this happened, but I think I've been set up. She was so ready for that response that it is unreal, okay? This was supposed to be tips and tricks on humor, and I have been tricked, and it is humorous. That is the end of my top table topics, and thank you so much for everyone's participation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our Table Topics Master, Director D. Marie Shy King. That was awesome. We have just been laughing throughout. The speeches from all the Table Topics Masters were funny, but also I want to give a round of applause to guest Tanisha Gada for sharing the emojis as Dimari Shaking spoke. And we just had a lot of laughter where we thought one of the peppers that she shared looked like a red carrot. So it was really, really funny. We enjoyed that. So thank you so much. I would like to now invite our tag team, our timer, and our general evaluator to give us their reports for this meeting. Thank you very much. Memo, please take to the podium.
Thank you everyone for this fantastic meeting. These are the table topic times. Brunda spoke for 1 minute and 11 seconds. John for 1 minute and 19 seconds. Mary for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Mohan for 2 minutes. Ashwin 1 minute and 3 seconds. And Susan 1 minute and 22 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Guillermo. And now I'd like to invite our general evaluator and club coach and mentor, ETM Susan Silch, to give her report.
Thank you, Madam President and Presiding Officer and Toastmaster of the Day. My job is very easy today because this meeting was fabulous. Starting with our guest speaker, Johan Ooi, thank you so very much. Wonderful tips and tricks. I belong to a club in Florida that's online only that is called Find Your Funny. I'm still searching for mine, trust me. But you need to have something unexpected, and I think this today was an extra special treat for our club. I love that it was planned around the idea that our club is going to be having the Humorous Speech Contest, and being a new club with relatively newer members, how awesome was that to get such a distinguished guest speaker to give us an idea and some of the tips and tricks that we need. I don't have any evaluators to evaluate. The one functionary role was from Guillermo. Wonderful job on the timing. I thought that the table topics as well, DeMarie, awesome, very creative to be able to do that, and then to have a guest tossing in those emojis so we could physically see them in case we were not imagining them well enough. But even for those of us who had our imaginations, I thought it was so wonderful for Vrunda to start off with, sure, this is how you treat new members. That was a funny, unexpected way to start. I thought that was delightful. She said with a smile. And then for John to come up next and say, yeah, the emoji with the head blowing open. Yeah, you could see that all steamed up and ready to go. Very expressive, very nice to see. And then, of course, Ashvin to have the eyes rolling back in the head, and Dr. Mary with the eyes just looking at you. How creative was everyone's response? I never would have imagined that a simple emoji, not even shown, could be eliciting such wonderful responses from everybody. I think this was an amazing meeting. I'm so grateful that I was able to be here today, and an extra special round of applause for Johan Ooi for his presentation today. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Susan Sturge. And now, Toastmasters and guests, I would like to remind us of the following announcements. We now adjourn the meeting